You're live, and we have pictures.
Okay, we're live.
We are.
New stream. I'm going to text everybody that's still in the room. New stream is up and running. Get out of the old one.
Yay. We have one person in here. 4 people in here.
There we go. All right, guys.
Thanks, guys.
I'm just messaging the old room right now to say that we have a new one up. So I don't know what happened. Dad keeps putting an airplane in front of me.
It's our normal thing.
It's our normal thing. We couldn't be the boozers without having our technical difficulties.
And telling everybody to please stand by.
Lori, can you close the old stream, or is that not possible? Because there's still people sitting in that one.
I cannot.
Okay.
I mean, it's closed.
Hopefully everybody that was in the old stream makes it into the new stream. And I'm sorry, guys, about what's going on. I'm getting our stuff all back up. So we had it pre-programmed before this started to where you could see it. You could see setting in it. And when she hit go live, the camera turned off and it went to a black screen. And we were like, what happened? What happened? So sorry about that. It has just been nonstop on here with the technical glitches. We had the issue with the Wi-Fi last week, so we got rid of the Wi-Fi, and now we're hardwired in. I did a speed test right before we started, and we're hitting 120 megabytes down in here and 10 up. So it should be plenty fast for what we're doing.
But that doesn't mean
don't mean that everything works good, though.
Be prepared.
Yeah, be prepared for the worst.
One of these all the way through, I'm going to give a party. We're all going to get drunk. So anyway,
yeah.
Hey, guys, I want to say one thing. We want to thank you so much for your support on the Teesprings and the Papa patches. We are really, you are doing a great job supporting us. If you haven't got a T-shirt, go in there and look at one. I watched the video today from Dave's RC. And Dave had one of my shirts on when he was doing his video. And thank you, Dave, for that. I appreciate that.
If Dave's in here tonight, thanks for getting one of our shirts. And he was showing it off on his channel this week.
Dave, then another thing I want to say, everybody in the Pilot's Lounge last night, Ryan said that he had got the Stick 'em Monkey Pants shirt up and on his site. Guys, go in there and buy one of those if you want to support Pilot Ryan. Great way to do it. You get you a shirt, and but anyway,
you get a little bit of the boozer artwork there too. Dad had fun making that monkey pants
it's some
shirt,
of my art, but I thought it was something that Ryan needed to put on his channel since he uses that saying so much, and we're out in the field all the time, and guess what we say? We say
stick 'em monkey pants. So
you guys need a Stick 'em Monkey Pants shirt.
That's right. Well, guys, we didn't really know what we were going to show tonight. We've kind of been just trying to figure it out. We figured we'd settled on the 90 millimeter F15. I have not flown it yet. I got this airplane, 2 months ago. And with everything else that's been going on, I just haven't had a chance to fly it yet. And we actually got this kind of before we started doing the weathering and the papa dotting. And Dad took it straight after I bought it and already papa dotted this one. So we actually have that finished already. And we'll probably be doing a live video of us airbrushing this airplane pretty soon.
I didn't know. I was used to doing World War II prop jobs and doing a jet papa dotting them.
Oh,
this
man.
Thing took me 3 days.
It's 3 covered days. In them. There's so many panel lines.
Let me see if I can't get it. I mean, this thing is covered, guys.
Okay.
Let me get a little closer so they can see all the dots.
He wants to try and hold it up for a second.
What? Yeah.
Just don't touch the camera.
Don't touch the camera.
Now look at the top of this, guys. I want to get it in. I'm going to slow it down. What do you see, Wesley?
I don't know. I don't have it on the right spot.
Does anybody see all the dots on this thing? A jet
has
lots of stuff. 3 days. But look at it, though. Look what it makes it do.
And not only that, guys, but even for an early Freewing model, look at the finish on this airplane.
Yeah, this is a great finish on this airplane, guys. And then the dots on the bottom. I mean, you finish the top, you still got the bottom to go. Everybody see this?
Yep.
See all the dots? I'm going to hold it.
Big cheater fan on this airplane.
Yeah.
or cheater
anyway, I
hole.
wanted to give you an idea of what dots look like if you put dots on a jet. What it looks like. Everybody kind of got the idea.
Yeah, see if you can get a little closer.
A little closer.
Yeah, there you go.
See the dots?
Yeah.
Real slow, kind of.
I mean, it really does dress up the airplane, guys. As you can see here, you got to kind of picture it without it. It really dresses up the airplane a lot.
It comes out of the box, guys. All those little holes are not. That's my dotting.
And we've been getting a lot of guys sending us pictures on Facebook and Instagram and everywhere else of their airplanes all dotted up. And I mean, it looks really good. Yeah.
Back away enough with the dots.
Hey, Ken's in here.
Excuse me for coming in front of the camera.
Anyway, it is kind of therapeutic. I saw somebody saying that, you know, when you get down and you sit here and you start dotting on this thing, you get in a rhythm, and it is kind of just therapeutic sitting there dotting the airplanes. But, you know, like I said, it really dresses it up. I don't know if I'd do it on just any airplane. It does take a lot of time, guys. So I would probably save this more for your special airplanes. You keep seeing me play with the nose retract on this. This has one of the smoothest suspension retracts I've ever seen. I mean, see if I can do it with one finger. I mean, it's just so smooth on this front retract. I keep playing with it, and I don't mean to. There's also a light on the bottom of this one.
This one reminds me of the T-45.
Yeah, the T-45 Goshawk has a lot of the same parts in it, and the retracts are set up a lot of it. This actually has the suspensions all the way around, and I mean, they really did it right on this airplane.
Yeah, this is a really
look at the suspension travel on this plane.
I mean, this is a pretty airplane.
And I do have it bound up. Now that we're not on Wi-Fi anymore, I should not have a problem if I turn my radio on here in a minute. But, you know, I've had my eye on it for a while. We got to see this fly at Florida Jets this year. A guy had one out there, and it looked awesome. Awesome, awesome.
Out of all the jets out there, and there were quite a few, this one was the most impressive to me.
It was
flying.
It was fast. It looked like it landed easy.
Or that guy was just
or the guy was a really good pilot that was flying it. I think it was Jerry McGee. He might be in here tonight.
I don't remember who it was that was flying.
He had the center burner in the back of it too from RC Jet dude that makes those, and it looked really cool. It does have an air brake too. Let me see if I can just pick it up a little bit. Nope. I'll have to plug the battery in here in a minute. It's also one of the few airplanes with no battery in it that will set on the nose for a jet, which I thought was kind of funny.
But it is heavy. Well, it's not as heavy as that F-16.
No. And you've got a lot more lifting surface on this airplane too.
I mean, this airplane is kind of heavy, but it's not the F-16 by no means.
Now, like I said, I haven't actually flown this one yet, but I have a feeling it's going to be a lot like the Goshawk, the 90mm Goshawk. If anybody's flown that,
I agree.
I have a feeling it's going to fly a lot like that.
And the only reason I say that is because we've seen it fly.
One thing that I will say that's already done to this, the guy that owned it before me, his name was Kevin. You've heard of him. I bought it off of him. Man, those magnets are good. But one thing he did was added carbon spars, which you can't really see them, in the nose. The nose on this airplane really needs some carbon reinforcement right in here, which is easy enough. You just cut them in and they slid them in. I'm trying to figure if I can figure a way to show you that. And they might even come with it now.
I can walk back around.
But I think Kevin said that he had added those into it. Kevin's in here, so he can tell us. Did you add it on this one? I know you did it on the Avanti and some of the other ones.
Sorry.
Show him the battery bay anyway.
A lot of these jets are really weak in the nose, but I'm trying to hold it, and with one hand,
you can see the black down the side there.
Black cut into it right there, guys. Right here. Right there. Yeah, I'm trying to hold it with one hand to show you the other. Got the idea? Everybody see it?
Yeah,
but that's a very
good. He added them on the outside too from a hard landing. I see them.
Oh yeah, right here.
Right here. He added the carbon in right there on the side too.
See it right here?
Right there.
Yeah.
You can see it had a hard landing once. And you know, hey guys, there's nothing wrong with getting your airplanes used. Remember that too.
But,
if they already got a scratch on them, you don't got to worry about flying them as much. It's okay. But yeah, he added them right in here. And he actually gave me a brand new nose for it too.
Kevin, or not Kevin, Dave Wishke was wondering if this is the standard version of the high performance version.
Well, I believe this is the standard. Kevin, you can tell him better than me. You were the original owner of it, but I believe this is the standard model of this airplane. It is a 6-cell airplane, not an 8.
Is it an innie or an outie?
Nose wings? I don't know what that means. It's an in-runner. I mean, an outrunner. It's an outrunner on this airplane.
It's got to be like a 12 blade because there's a lot of blades.
It is. It's a 12-bladed outrunner, 90 millimeter. The ESC looks like it would cool very easy on this airplane too because they have it mounted. Well, here, I'll just show you. They have it mounted right there in the cheater fan or the cheater ducts. If you can see it, there's a big blue dot there. So it's going to get lots of cooling in that cheater duct, which is a nice feature because I know that the ESC is definitely going to get hot in this airplane.
The exhausts are very detailed.
Yeah.
Detailed. I mean, they're very detailed.
The exhaust is actually 3D printed on this airplane. If you look at it, they come with it. Full flying stab.
Yep.
The lights. We'll plug it in here in just a second. You can see it all. Should be able to plug it in. Now, I will say this before I turn on my transmitter or anything. We are hardwired, so there shouldn't be any reason that it should turn off tonight. But with the way our luck has been lately,
famous last words.
Let me grab my radio. We'll put a battery in it so you can see the lights and everything.
Here I am. You left me again.
Show off that shirt, Papa.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, yes, shirt. We got to get the Papa shirts on here. We will have, does anybody remember Betty Grable? Anybody old enough to remember Betty Grable? The Betty Grable patch, or the Betty Grable, was the most popular pinup art in World War II. And her name was Betty Grable. And she had legs that at that time in the 40s was valued or insured for $1 million. But this actually, Lori's doing this now, will be available soon for a shirt. And that's one of the, what we call them, boozer girls, but that's actually the #1 pinup art of World War II. So just a little thing on that one. And then I just got through doing the PD2 again. It's up here in this artwork, but you remember the PD2 airplane with the blue nose? Well, this is actually the squadron patch for PD2, and
which was a P-51. Craps
Almighty, if you guys remember that. This will be up and to give you an idea of what it'll look like. This is what happens to it when we do this. Turns into this, and we blow this to get into this. So, and then another thing we're going to do is that on the Memphis Belle ones, eventually we will have the 2 Memphis Belle patches, but we'll actually have the Memphis Belle nose art on the back of the shirt. So we're going to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we want to do some of the planes we know, the patch to the airplane.
Yeah.
Put the nose art to the airplane on the back of the shirt, and then the patch on the front. We thought that would be kind of cool,
this one is a real popular patch, and we're trying to do things that you guys might relate to your airplanes or...
Right. As I get it figured out, I'd like to do one for like the B-24. What is it? Witchcraft? Is that the one that's still flying that Motion RCs comes in the box?
Yeah,
the planes that they come in the box with the stickers to?
Yeah.
It'd be neat to put the squadron patch out to match your airplane kind of thing.
We can do that, but what I've done, realistically, what I do is I'll do the ones I like the best. You know, guys, what really catches your eye.
And I see Dave's in here. Dave, we were shouting you out earlier. I don't know if you were in here, but we saw your shirt on your last video, and it looked really good, man.
Thanks, Dave.
Yes, thanks for that.
Appreciate that. Now, another thing.
You guys that haven't checked out Dave's RC, make sure you check them out, too.
Dave's RC. one of the things that a lot of people's asked us about these t-shirts is sizes. Now we found out that Teesprings will add sizes as the popularity of the shirt goes up. The sizes will increase. They actually have the long. Everybody's been asked us for long.
Yeah, they
versions.
have the longer shirt. They have the 3, the 4X, the big boy shirts.
5X.
Yeah, they add them in after the shirts have been bought a couple
so
times.
if you guys are looking for those bigger sizes or those longer ones, the only thing I can tell you is look at each shirt.
Because some of them have them in there now.
Already in there, but if the shirts hadn't sold, they won't be in there. They'll only be in the sizes they start with. But like
I see Ricky in there.
Anyway,
Ricky, you are a funny man.
You guys coming by.
So I'm going to try and plug this in. We are hardwired. The radio is on already, so we should not cut off for any reason tonight. Please, no issues tonight. Here we go. I'm going to plug it in. It should be bound already. All right, she's fired up. Let's get the canopy back on and looking pretty. It looks like the stream is still running good tonight. So we're going to show you some of the features on this airplane. It really comes loaded with a lot of really neat scaled features. There's not a lot of room in the battery bay to move the battery a whole lot on this airplane. I've got a 5,000 6-cell setting in it right now. It's actually a 5200, but it's the size of a bigger 4,000 or a 5,000. Give you the tour around real quick, guys. Let's see. Flaps up. The lights on this one are super bright.
Yep. Even the landing light in the front.
Figuring out how to pick it up is not the easiest thing. Can y'all see that pretty good there? Sorry, Dad. Here, come around.
That's fine.
Come on around.
I'm good. They don't want to look at me.
I know. I'm just saying, come on around. I'm going to move these chairs out of the way for right now, too.
Yeah,
landing light up on the front.
This is a very detailed, very nice aircraft. I mean, they put a lot of time in the paint. There's just small. The more detailed, they got all the
little caution stickers.
I mean,
everything.
Don't step here and fill it up here, and it's got everything.
And it's neat too. It has the blinking light on one side, the nav light, and then it has the solid light on the back. Let's see if I can get it turned on. Good thing I had a hold of it.
I got it.
There's what it sounds like running too.
I got it. It hit me right in the belly. Okay, good enough.
But there's the back end of it.
Oh, the joys of live.
The live show. It's always fun.
You want the tail over on your side?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Move some air around. I don't care where you put it.
That's okay.
All right, so I've got the air brake set up. That's fine.
You.
I got it now. I think the air brake is set up. Where did I put it? I'm trying to remember where I put the air brake at. There it is. So air brake.
Oh, that's just.
I think that's just a piece of paper.
Yeah. So if you have to work on the servo, you get it out. Yeah.
Yep. So air brake. Where'd the video go? There it is. Oh, the joys of the live show, guys. Okay. I should have set up a throttle cut, and I didn't. There you go.
Somebody should take the prop off of this.
Yeah, take the prop off before you do it. Well, yeah.
Show them the flying stab.
Put this back down. So, full flying stab, guys. The rudders actually have the 2 servos up here, so the rudders also.
This is, and the all the servo extensions. It's got roller.
Since we're in the back, I'll hit the flaps. I did put them on a 1-second slowdown just so they'll be a little slower. I don't like them when they're super abrupt. I know a lot of guys say on the jets you're supposed to leave them like that. It hasn't bothered me, so I put them on a 1-second slowdown just so they're not super fast going up and down.
There is nothing chinchy about this.
No, they really did knock this one out.
There's nothing chinchy. This is a...
All right, you want to pick it up to where we can do the gear? Let's see.
Yeah, okay.
Here we go. All right, we're going to flip the gear up for you guys.
Yeah, we got my fingers on.
And the doors. There it is. And Doors coming out.
I can't see anything.
You're good. You can set it back down.
Boom.
Yeah, and I mean, the suspension on it is really built well. And then one more time, we'll run it up. And then everything went flying around over there. But now you kind of got the picture. We wanted to run it at least a little bit for you so you could see it.
Yeah. Awesome.
It's an awesome plane, guys. You know, we can't fly it for you right here on the table, but at least you can see it sitting here.
Does it come with missiles?
I don't believe it comes with them, but I think we have them. So I have turned everything off.
I'm not a jet guy. Where do they go?
It has the missile points on it. I don't remember if it actually comes with it. Like I said, we got ours used, so I can't tell you. But I do have a whole box of Freewing armaments here. Let me get a stand to put under it.
That's okay. I don't see them. Where are they at?
So most guys that are buying the Freewings planes have a box of these missiles and stuff too. You can probably set it on there now.
It's not gonna work.
No?
Well,
it comes with a cutout for drop tanks by the look of it right here.
Yeah.
Like I said, we don't have them.
There's
This was before they were doing the rails on the planes. Yeah, I've got bombs and stuff that we could be putting on it, you know, whatever. But they might even be in here, the glue-on pods. A lot of these have the pods that come with the other airplanes. We could always add our own armaments on this plane. I think it might come with a glue-on. Ryan probably knows. He's had his hands on one before. Yeah, a little sneak peek too. We got the upgraded retracts for the big A10. We got that coming in a few weeks. That'll be fun. Those of you that didn't hear, I might have oopsed my favorite airplane out there this weekend. I might have stuffed the flex jet a little bit on accident. So I guess I'll give you the story. I was having a really good time this weekend. Here, we'll flip this over real quick so everybody can see it pretty again. I thought I had the bombs to this airplane. I don't think I do, actually.
Who wants bombs?
That's
looks
right.
this good. This is just a good looking airplane.
So we went out flying this Saturday, and I was flying really good. We got a couple videos. We did a video on a V-17, on the FMS 1450 millimeter Corsair. We flew a bunch of airplanes this weekend, and everybody got done doing the videos and stuff, and everybody had left, and it was just me and Dad, and another guy had stopped by wanting to watch, and I was showing off a little bit with the flex jet, and I normally get 5 minutes flying it conservatively at about half throttle. Well, I got to about 4 minutes, and the low voltage cutoff hit on the airplane, downwind, and we were flying in about a 15-mile-an-hour wind that day. And when the jet runs out of juice, it just kind of becomes a brick, especially I had just put the gear down to come into the land, turned downwind, and it cut off. And I was only 50 foot up. And when it cut off, it turned into a lawn dart, and it pancaked, and I already had the gear out, so it ripped the gear out of the airplane.
You mean your favorite airplane doesn't glide very well?
It doesn't glide very good. It flies great, but it doesn't glide very good downwind.
None of these are gliders, are
No. So I'm probably going to be doing a video of me putting new retracts in that airplane. It didn't tear it up awful. I had made the missiles for the tips of the wings. It broke both of those pretty badly. And it ripped the gear out. So I'm going to have to order a nose gear. It stripped, but the two mains just popped out. I was able to glue them back in, and they still work. So I really only need one servo to fix the whole airplane.
I have been amazed how hard jets are on batteries.
Yeah, I'll tell you too. The other thing that you don't hear a lot is jets are very, very hard on the batteries.
I mean, there isn't anything that doesn't come out that's not warm.
Warm, hot, yeah. I mean, they're sucking. Now, I know I've flown on some of the better batteries, and it helps, but I mean, they're still sucking a lot of amperage. To kill a 6-cell 5,000 in 3 minutes, it's sucking. That's some good sucking right there.
I had some of them that show low cells that I had to get back up. They don't just come back up.
Dennis Farley said you're supposed to go in inverted, so you save the landing gear.
Here's one. Okay, we got to this. We got to show what this one does when you don't have the. Y'all remember this, Jeff?
You know, the best thing I could have done in that situation, and I should have, was put the gear back up. If I'd have put the gear up, I probably wouldn't have damaged anything other than maybe some scrapes on the bottom of the airplane. Same thing with I flew that F4U Corsair this weekend, the 1450 millimeter, and one of the little pieces on the landing gear had turned, and it caught one of the gear to where it was only coming halfway out. So I decided I'll just put the gear back up and come in, and it was blowing like 10 miles an hour. So I put the flaps out and almost hovered it in to land it. Didn't even put a scratch on the airplane, where if I would have come in with one gear down and one up, it'd have caught and cartwheeled it probably, and I'd have had more issues than if I just did what I did. You know, we've flown these belly lander planes forever, guys. It doesn't tear them up that bad just landing them in the grass.
Yeah, well,
these big ones will do the same thing.
I was going to show
They'll get a little dirty.
Everybody, we previewed this one,
Yeah, we did.
Week,
yeah, this one's video was last week.
And this is the one that Wesley took off and did the nosedive.
It did the pancake across the runway.
It was supposed to be this automatic thing where it flies out on its own.
Well, and when we threw it, it kind of had a big throw and it went.
But he pulled it out right at the end. But I was just going to show you guys that if you put that packing tape right here, through here, you get this is from the
our Geotex runway.
It's the black off of that. It's not actually dented or anything. So make sure you put that packing tape right where you're going to skid
on your throw 'em airplanes. The packing tape really helps across the bottom.
You a whole lot, even in grass or whatever. That would help you a tremendous amount if you'll just use that packing tape.
But what I should have done was put the gear back up and just slid it and repainted the bottom.
Make sure you use the heavy duty. There's a heavy duty packing tape out there. Use that. Okay.
So I may be doing a video of repairing a flex jet that I've freshly repainted. I think I had 3 flights on it now since repainting it before I dinked it.
And I
just made me sick. I love that airplane.
We're how many days until Joe Nall?
I think, yeah, guys, that's the other cool thing. If any of you are coming to Joe Nall, we're going to be there, and it's probably 29 days, maybe.
May the 10th.
May the 10th. I think that's right.
Is that right? May 10th.
I'll just look it up real quick.
Through the 17th, but if I remember right. But
Joe Nall is coming up. We will be there. All 3 losers are going now. Lori was able to get off work at the last minute, so she is coming to Joe Nall also. So we'll be trying to do videos like crazy. Unfortunately, YouTube changed its policies about 2 weeks ago, and I can't go live from my phone until we hit 1,000 subscribers because I wanted to do a live show from Joe Nall if possible.
Yeah,
can't promise it would have been the best internet.
Since we're going to the subscribers, let's go to what we're going to do at 500 to just
remember. So
some of these guys might have not been
500 subscribers, guys. We're going to just tell you we've got the F86 coming up that we're going to be giving away. I've got to put the order in for it and get it here, and we're going to paint it with the custom Papa dotted out. We're going to do we'll probably paint it live on the channel for the weathering.
Papa dotted,
and then we'll pick one of you lucky subscribers to win that airplane, and we'll be shipping it to you. We're also going to give 2 shirts away at 500 subscribers. Now, I just wanted to tell you, Joe Nall is 25 days, 20 hours, 26 minutes, and 59 seconds from now.
Okay.
So now there you go. You know exactly how long it is.
Now, what we want you to do on the shirts is we're taking a survey.
Let's do it tonight since we had so many issues with the last video last week. It seems like we finally fixed maybe everything other than the rocky start, which I've talked to Ryan about it, and sometimes that's just happens that the live show does not want to start. I know he's seen it, and I finally experienced it for myself, but tonight, after the video ends or whenever you jump out, come back and comment on this video after it's all over. You can come back in the actual comment section and vote on what shirt you want us to give away.
But
go in there and look through the shirt store. We want guys to get to see it. So get in there and look around and comment which shirt you want us to give away. Two shirts.
And
when we do pick the winner, we'll order it straight through there so we can get you your size and ship it to you the right way. Teespring does also offer, if you pay $3 extra, they'll print your shirt immediately and send it out immediately. If you don't do that, it takes a month to get your shirt. We're just giving you a heads up. Gonna be honest, we've been through this enough times. If you pay the extra $3, you get it really fast. If you don't, you get it in about a month.
The shirts are $21.99.
$29, I think,
If
something
you
like
pay
that.
It's
Like
shipped
$3 extra on your shipping of your whole order,
20
and you get them
25
faster.
something regular order. Then it would be like $28 to add the extra $3 to get the shirt.
Now,
printed.
I want to ask Lori, we've been talking and not looking at the comments. Have you seen anybody having any questions for us or anything tonight that we've been missing?
Not too much yet. Y'all answered.
Guys, I'm looking at the comment section right now. If you've got any questions about the Freewing F15 right now or anything, this is a good time. I will make sure to check it out. Yes, Dave, you definitely can pay the extra $3 and get them a lot faster. When you actually go to checkout, there's an option for hurried delivery or something, and it prints the shirts immediately, and then they ship it. Otherwise, what they do is they wait for us to get a couple orders, and then they print all the shirts at once and ship them out at once. And that's why it takes up to a month on some of those.
The more sales, the faster they go. So we're hoping that the sales take off and you guys will get them in and if nobody was in here, I want to make sure that we tell you this. We found out that the more popular the shirt is, the more sizes they offer on the popularity of the shirt. They go into the long tail shirts. They even go into the 5Xs when the shirt gets popular. So if you guys are some of those big guys, and I know some of you've commented, if you go in there and you look at those shirts right now, look at the sizes, and it will show you if it's a real popular shirt. You might be able to get that 5X shirt now, or 4X, or whatever it is. Now, the other cool thing we're going to do at Joe Nall is we have about 300 Mary Boozer stickers here. They're going to be first come, first serve. So when you see us, come get one. If you're going to be at Joe Nall, we will definitely give you a sticker. No charge. Just come by and see us. We want to meet you guys that have been watching our show. It'd be really neat to see a lot of you in person. So come by, get a free sticker from us. Like I said, we're going to bring about 300 of these. When they're gone, they're gone. We also have got printed some business cards. I don't know what else to tell you. Business cards. But tells you all of our sites that you can find us on. Y'all are having a party in the chat tonight. Give you that reminder. Well, great. How many we got? 30 people have been in here tonight. I saw it for a minute there when we were talking about the jet at first. It went up a little bit. Like I said, if y'all have any questions, let us know. The other thing I was kind of thinking about doing for a live show is I get a lot of comments on what do you set your radio up to? How are you balancing your airplane? And what I was kind of thinking about doing on some of our planes that we've done, like this E-Flight F15 or some of the E-Flight planes that I've done, Freewing, whatever, doing it where we actually go in, put our battery where we'd normally fly it. We've got an actual balancer, set up the balancer, show you where we're balancing the airplane, go through the settings on the radio for a live show, and just sit here with you guys and answer any questions y'all have about what's been working for us on our airplanes and what might be working better for you. That's something we thought might be a cool idea for our live show. Well, another thing, we got some guys at our own club that are really not as good at setting up their airplane. So I get a chance to set up a lot of airplanes. I know a lot of you guys are, that's old hat, but a lot of guys don't know how to run a Spectrum radio or where to set their CG at. And I get a lot of questions on that. And something I had been thinking about doing was kind of a series on a lot of these more popular airplanes. You know, sit down and say, this is where I put my CG. This is how I set up my rates, why I set them here versus why the book says to do it here and what I've found better. You know, one of the biggest things I've ran into, guys, is with warbirds. Most of the time, to me, the high setting in the book is too much on the elevator. It's way too much usually. Normally, I fly mine almost at 50% rate on most of my warbirds, and it's plenty. It's too much sometimes, even still. That's something on the gas airplanes. Yeah, that's something I've learned from experience that you know, maybe it'll show you that, hey, guys, I really recommend you put it here. Lori's saying that she's got a question for us right now.
Someone was asking us a little earlier, if you have a 6-channel radio, can you do a flat air brake mix?
On here, yeah, you could definitely do it where when the flap goes down, the air brake comes out, or you could even have it, you could even set the air brake up on the roller dial and have it, I think, come out just to where you want it. I haven't tried it yet, but I don't see why you couldn't. I have a feeling you're going to want to have an elevator to flap mix. I haven't gone through the book to set everything up on this. I just bound it up, made sure everything was going the right way. I'm going to go through the book and make sure that this airplane's set up by the book as best as I can. After that, like I said, the best thing that I normally do is fly it a little bit. And I can tell you in about 3 seconds, that's too much rate. That's not enough, whatever, on these airplanes. Being that it's a full flying stab, it's probably not going to need a ton of elevator throw or you'll get yourself in a lot of trouble. I've been flying a lot of these lately with the flex jets and everything, and the full flying stab is great. If you get too much throw, though, it makes the plane, really just and stop and just fall out of the sky. So...
Now, another thing that I got to do this weekend that I haven't done in probably 8 years, a man brought a gas airplane out, a 2-stroke 40 trainer. Didn't have a clue how to break that engine in.
Somebody was asking me here real quick.
Show somebody how to break in a 2-stroke engine.
Are you asking on what holes I'm using on this F15 who was asking? If you are, I'm using the bottom hole on the servo and the bottom hole on the elevator. Somebody was just asking that in the comments. I think that was about the E-flight on the elevator. So I'm using the far out hole and the far out hole on both. I believe that's how the book showed to set it up. I tried to set this up by the book when I built it, as best to my knowledge I could.
You remember
the biggest thing on this that I'm seeing, and I even did it myself, is that, guys, is there a 2200 battery sitting over there? When you put your battery in this airplane, not to get off of the free wing too much, but I've been seeing a lot of guys doing it lately. When you set this up, you want that battery. Yeah, that'll work. This is a 3-cell, but it's the same size as the 4-cell other than the width. But just to show you guys that are getting one of these right now, I put mine in there right there the first flight, and it was so nose heavy I couldn't hardly even control it. So when you put this in here, slide that battery on back to about there. I don't know if you can see that or not. If you can see it.
Tilt towards me a little bit. There you go. Perfect.
Anyway, push it back in there about that much when you put it in there. A lot of guys are flying them too nose heavy, and they're just taking off and going and making a pancake. Push that battery back, and that's going to make your life so much better with this airplane. It really wants that battery back in there further. Further, the better, I would say. If you actually put it back even further, I think it'll fly pretty good. I haven't done it yet, but I actually kind of want to push it back all the way against the back firewall. I hadn't tried it yet, but like I said, I took it off with it the other way, though, and it hardly flew. Yes?
Back to the mixing. It was the Michael Rajka guy.
Okay.
He said, can you make a lemon RX with a stab?
I have no idea about a lemon RX. I'm going to be real honest. I've never used one. I'm just going to be real honest about lemon receivers. I've never used it. I've always been a Spectrum fanboy. I'm never going to say anything bad about it. I know a lot of guys that have flown Fly Sky and lemons and all that stuff. Hey, to each his own. That's what I always say. Back in the day, it was Futaba and Airtronics wasn't really a good one, but there was Futaba and JR. And the other neat thing that a lot of guys don't realize, if you have a JR receiver, it'll work with your Spectrum radio.
Spectrum was JR.
Yep, because Spectrum and JR were the same company.
Yep.
So if you have an old DSM protocol JR receiver, you can actually use it. Actually, in our T45, I'm running a JR receiver right now.
In the gas days when I flew, everybody was Futaba.
Yeah, everybody was Futaba. We still have our Futaba 72s.
And JR was, the other one was high
tech. Yeah, high tech was always a good brand too.
Would interchange with Futaba.
Yep.
And everything.
But like I said, I don't know if you guys even knew that our flying Spectrum. But if you have a JR receiver, you can actually use it with your Spectrum radio, just as long as it's the DSM protocol. So kind of cool. If you know anybody that somebody gave me one day, and I didn't think I could use it, and then one of the club members was like, "Hey, you can use that with your radio," and I had no idea. So kind of a cool one. Barry had a weather question. Oh, yeah? Is it how wonderful it is in Florida? Because it's been blowing like crazy, but at least I'm not cold.
I tell you what, it was windy.
Yeah, it forecasted for Saturday for the wind to be 5 miles an hour here. It was not 5 miles an hour.
It was straight down the runway.
It was straight down the runway, though.
20.
Okay.
It was a question on the null beating oil. So the null oil beating up on the phone. He's having an issue with that.
I've never had an issue with it. It shouldn't be. It's water-based paint. What do you have an issue with on the null oil?
None of our
So if you have an issue with it, let me know about it. I've never had an issue with the nun oil hurting the foam.
None of our planes.
We've put it on quite a few airplanes too. We put it on E-Flight and Freewing and everything. It should be safe because it's a water-based. I've got it up there, but it's water-based. It shouldn't be any different than any other acrylic paint. Now, if you get it all over your hands, the best thing you can use to get it off is isopropyl alcohol, and it'll take it right off the airplane too. It's a little bitty bottle, Dad. I don't know what kind of airplane you're using. If you've had an issue, you can read it.
It don't say what it's made of.
So what was the problem with the?
Scroll up.
I'm just curious.
Made in UK. Conforms to AS.
Oh, maybe beating, not beating. I don't know.
I don't know.
Say what. I haven't had issues with it. Somebody was messaging me earlier that they had got it all over their fingers, and it might be the same one. Barry Gruder, by any chance?
I think so.
Isn't Mr. Gruder out of California somewhere?
Was it Barry Gruder that had the problem?
You just commented. I mean, it seems like beating up when it's applied.
Well, it's a very watery substance, so you just want to kind of drip it in the cracks and maybe take it and wipe it off really quickly. You don't just put it on there and leave it unless you put it on and then wipe that off when you do it.
You can't. Well,
but it's not tearing up your foam. That's not what you were saying. It was beating up on the. What a wash is made to do is go down in a crack when you're painting like a model airplane or something. It goes down in all the little cracks and it sets there.
Everything.
But it's not tearing up your airplane. It's just that you're having some spots where it's beating up in the holes.
Let's see. I was trying to remember any of those airplanes in there that we've done.
Just trying to watch along. Yeah, it's okay, Dad.
We're just trying to remember.
Barry, you've got me on Facebook. When we get done after this, feel free to comment to me, and I'll message back and forth with you as much as you need, brother. You know me. Just beating up in the panel lines, yeah. You might try taking. Well, I still haven't had too bad issues with it. You know, I'm pretty liberal with it when I put it in the panel lines, and then I just pull and pull and pull until it goes down through there and then wipe off. It's supposed to be kind of more of a subtle effect. You're not going for a real dark effect.
When I do it, I put it in there with a brush and then I wipe my finger across.
Yeah, and it just kind of pulls it through.
Especially if I'm trying to make run lines.
Now, I don't just slather it all over the airplane. We just are trying to get it in the lines themselves.
In the deep grooves of the panel lines is what we're doing on that. But no.
But that's good to know that it's not tearing up your foam. That's what I thought you meant. I was like, how is it doing that? It's a water-based paint.
We've actually showed them on that is where we're taking it and putting it on there and blowing it.
Yep, blowing it with the oil.
Yeah, like oil's leaking out of a recip engine, and we've taken it back here on the back stab and put it, and we run our fingers through it to make the weathering back here.
Ricky, I know what you mean. It's a hard choice between the F15 and the F14. I've seen them both together. They're actually both about the same size. I think just from seeing them both fly at Florida Jets, I'm going to like the F15 better, though, just the way it flies. Now, I don't know, Ricky, what your runway situation is, but I will say that both of these jets probably are going to like a little bit longer runway. They get kind of tight with any of these 90 millimeters on our 300-foot runway. But at Florida Jets, we had that was probably 600-700-foot runway, and it was nice. And it was paved. Oh, it's a lot different out there.
Yeah. But if you, it drags off.
It drags. Yeah, the only problem with a paved runway is when you and hit the wing or something, it really eats it. Versus that Geotex is pretty forgiving stuff. I mean, you can really bang one. it's kind of funny. Sometimes you'll look at the bottom of some of our planes where we've had a barred landing and it didn't tear up the foam. It just kind of left a black streak.
Yeah, it does just like this.
It did, yeah, it leaves the
like
Geotex leaves a black, but it doesn't rip parts of the foam out when it hits that concrete.
Or on the, you know, if you happen to hit the edge of the wing.
So, I wanted to tell y'all too, we didn't get the missiles in our E-Flight unboxing. E-Flight did actually, or Horizon Hobby did send us a replacement set of missiles. So they did make that right. I wanted to let you guys know that. So awesome customer service as always with Horizon Hobbies. Can't beat it. But I don't know how they didn't end up in the box, but they didn't fight us at all. They just sent them to us. So
you was talking about sailboats.
Yeah, we were thinking, you know, I've done RC and a lot of other styles of things. And let me know if y'all would like it. We've got RC trucks. We've got RC sailboats. We've got speedboats. I've got airboats. I've got RC everything.
I thought we got rid of the speedboat.
No, we still got them.
We do.
I don't have my big black one, but we still have one that the little white one.
But we have
we have RC everything, and I was thinking maybe about doing some of that stuff. You know, I don't know if y'all have ever looked at a sailboat or how they're rigged up, how it works, any of that.
It's
but
interesting.
we were thinking about doing some videos on some other stuff other than just the airplanes. I mean, we love our airplanes. Don't get us wrong, but
airplanes
you know,
is first.
But on a real windy day, you know, it's a fun thing to take out when you can't play with your airplane as you go out and you sail your boat on the windy day.
In Florida, we have a lot of ponds.
And stuff. What's up, Lori?
It's really easy to find somewhere to do a sailboat.
Someone said, how about doing a show on changing the gains of the AS3X AR63?
Oh, man, everybody wants me to do AS3X, and I'm going to be really, really brutally honest right now. I don't like AS3X receivers because they're a pain in the butt to reprogram. I can do it, and I will do it for you, but I usually just use a Hobby Eagle gyro. It's so much easier for me. I've done them both, and then I set one up for a guy at the field, and something happens, and then it loses something, and he can't fix it himself, and he can't call me to say, hey, how do I do this? Because you got to have the cable for it.
And you got to get online.
I'm just being honest, guys. I would rather tell you the honest truth. I love Horizon Hobby. I love AS3X when it comes in an airplane. But the couple times I've actually put it in an airplane and sat down and programmed it with it, it's been a royal pain in the butt. And I would rather take, what did it take us to set up that gyro yesterday on the F-86? You did it, not me. He did it yesterday. It probably took him 30 minutes.
Yeah, maybe.
And he's not.
And I'm not.
He's not the guru on that stuff.
Well, I mean,
and he just came over and said, "Hey, am I doing this right? Hey, is this right?" And that's all I had to do.
The only problem I got was the leads backwards.
Yeah. The only thing he did wrong yesterday is he plugged the leads upside down, and I came over and said, "Oh, you just move them this way," and then he did it, and then poof, it took off.
The leads goes into the receiver, and then the receiver goes into the gyro.
But
I did it the other
my honest opinion. If your airplane doesn't already have AS3X, pay $20 to get a Hobby Eagle gyro, put it in your airplane. It take you, if you follow my video, you follow Ryan's video, whoever's.
And it must be.
And it takes 10 minutes.
You've got how many hits on that, showing that?
Oh, God, everybody's seen. The most popular video on our channel is putting that Hobby Eagle gyro. Now, if y'all really want it, I will sit down and do one of those receivers. I just can't promise it's going to be right now because first I have to find one because I got rid of everything I had. I had some of those, and I had so many issues with me setting them up and having to change something in it and have to get my phone out, hook it into it, and do it.
Remember the first one you had to do? My T-28.
Yeah, his T-28's AS3X receiver went crazy in it, so he got a new one, and I fixed it.
I flew it for almost a year,
right? And then it
went.
It pooped out, and he said, "I'm not doing it again," and put a regular receiver in it. And we were going to put a gyro in that one, and we just never have put it back in there.
So well, who needs one?
But
I will say, and you probably will agree, that if you got a jet, put a gyro.
The jets really like it. One thing I would tell you on a jet, if you're going to do a gyro, though, I like it where you can turn the gyro on and off. So if you can do a 7-channel receiver on these planes that need a 6, so you can do that extra channel to turn the gyro on and off, or do an Admiral gyro where it's built into the receiver itself. Kevin's got a couple of them at the field, and that's worked really good because I like it when I'm landing. But once the jet's moving 100 miles an hour, it doesn't really make a difference on these big 90 millimeters. And that way you don't get in the problem with the plane starting to do a porpoise maneuver. I like it where you have the extra channel to turn the gyro off. On a lot of our warbirds, the only way to get away with it with our 6-channel receivers that we normally fly is you put them to the gear channel. So when the gear come out, the gyro's on. When the gear up, the gyro's off. So the only problem is if you ever get your gyro wrong on the first flight, it don't fly at all whenever the gyros don't work right.
It's kind of like having reversed ailerons. Ask Ryan how that works.
So double, triple check to make sure all your gains are going the right way. Because if you ever have them the wrong way, it's oh my God, to get that back on the ground.
You might as well kiss your little butt goodbye.
So guys that are just coming in late, I'm sorry I'm not talking about the F-15 anymore. We've kind of just gone off on something else. We didn't really have a plan tonight. These are kind of the more fun ones. We get to just kind of talk about everything that's going on and what we are liking in RC right now.
We run out of money buying
we run out of money buying everything, so we can't buy a new airplane right now. Laura, you said you got something over there. Somebody's trying to tell us something.
They're asking if you would trust a D-Trum 8 channel.
D-Trum? Spectrum 8 channel? If you mean a Spectrum DX8, I would trust that all day long. There's one hanging right over there. He's got one.
I got one. Is it this one?
Are you talking about a Spectrum DX8?
Is it this one?
I don't know what Detrum is, so no, I probably wouldn't trust it.
But a Spectrum DX8, yes. Very good radio.
Never heard of it. And it's not because I don't like all the other brands. It's just I fly Spectrum and I don't want to change to anything else. So a Dynam airplane? Well, I don't have any affiliation with anybody. I wouldn't buy one. I'm going to be honest. Just real honest. I'm not a Dynam airplane kind of guy. They're okay if you want to change every servo and every motor part and everything in it. I had one. I had the Dynam T28. We wanted it because it was gray. Friend of the guy at the field wanted it. It was gray.
Oh, yeah. That Dynam
came in, and the fuselage was painted in 3 different shades of gray. The cockpit had the magnets glued in backwards, so it wouldn't stick down.
The retracts,
the retracts all didn't work on it. We actually changed all the retracts to E-flight retracts. All the servos out to E-flight servos. The motor was bad in it right out of the box. And Motion was good to us. They sent us the parts. Don't get me wrong. I love Motion RC. They'll send you everything to fix a Dynam. But really, the best way to fix a Dynam plane is take all the Dynam electronics out and put a reputable brand into it, and then you're going to have a great airplane after
Waco, you got the Waco.
I will say that one thing. I've flown the Dynam Waco, no problems. You're right. I've flown that, no problems. But it doesn't have retracts. Don't buy it. The retracts are killer on Dynams. I've seen so many of them come out. They're cheap planes. You can get one really cheap. The retracts are going to go bad in about 5 flights on it, and you can just bet on it, and I don't care who says anything different. You get one, and you're going to hear it. The retracts are going to go right out of it.
They're not...
It's not the same quality. Now, it's a lot cheaper, but in my opinion, for $50 more, buy a Freewing, buy a Flightline. Just saying. Most of those airplanes, you're only saving $50 to $100, depending on what you're getting between an E-flight or a Freewing. Buy one of those brands that you already know. Unless the airplane's not made by anybody else and it's your airplane, I've just got to have a Waco. And nobody else is making a Waco. Nobody else is making a good Waco. I can understand why you'd get one. It was like we had that Dynam 310 Cessna. Yeah. It's not called a 310.
Yeah, it's called...
Cruiser. Changed both motors in it. The retracts actually held up pretty good in that one.
I loved it. I mean, that was a hell of a...
Both motors were... They pooped out, and we flew the crud out of that one.
We changed them to where the motors were...
We changed them to countersunk, and we changed it to 2-blade prop instead of the 3s, and it flew great.
But we had to work on it. But the plane was great. Y'all ever want a twin that's
So anyway, my personal opinion, I am not a Dynam fan. And I'll tell anybody the same thing. If I buy something that I don't like, it's just the honest truth, guys. If Freewing or Flightline makes it, I'd recommend it all day long. If Dynam makes it, how good a modeler are you? You like building stuff? Because you're going to fix stuff. E-Flight. E-Flight's great. Horizon Hobbies.
Wesley used to say that back when we first
got into this. I said, man, E-Flight can't get it wrong right now.
I mean, they can't.
They're more expensive. I'll give them this. You know, a lot of guys complain about the price of the E-Flight stuff. You know, it's foam. It's $250, but you get what you pay for. I've got every E-Flight plane I've bought, I still have right now.
Nah.
What do I not have?
You don't have the little mini.
I sold those, though. They still fly. I got a Park Zone bind and fly T-28 micro up there that's 5 years old and still flies.
And you know, the first airplane that when Wesley finally talked me into trying to get into this was the Champ.
No, you flew that in your front yard.
T-28.
He flew that little baby T-28 in his front. No, it was the Corsair. And you hit the telephone pole with it and broke it.
But I tell you what I was impressed with was that little Champ.
Yeah,
and
he's talking about it's up there.
The Champ was great, and
you guys want a good first airplane or something to just play with in the yard.
No wind.
Something to play with in the yard. This is the airplane that everybody should have one for $69 off Amazon. Ryan's Amazon store. I bet he has it. Everybody should own one of these little planes.
Now, guys. I mean, 5 miles an hour and down.
Everybody.
That little bugger right there.
It has trained more people how to fly in this town.
Well, another one.
Lori learned how to fly on it. Her friends have learned. Kids will come out to the flying field and I'll say, here, fly this. Because even if they crash it, you can see mine has just been whacked and dunked. The prop is actually split on the tip. But the little guy just keeps going.
Fun airplane. It's just a fun plane. I mean, it's just...
That's the airplane Ryan did the flight lessons with. If you haven't ever flown one of these, I can't recommend enough. Just get one. They're cheap.
What was the
and have a ball with it. Oh, I had the little pits too.
The pits. I mean that thing. Was awesome.
You want a sweet microplane? I'll agree. If you're past this, that doesn't interest me at all. They make the little red pits. That is the best flying little plane.
Awesome.
Well, I was flying it in 10-mile-an-hour wind with no problem. I mean, it's a sweet little plane, and I sold it, and I should have kept it. The Duet's okay. It's a good first airplane, but if it were me, I would actually recommend that over the Duet.
This right here is just
that little Champ is great. Plane. But if you want a great micro, you've been kind of on the fence about getting a micro, don't know which one to get. I've flown all of the micros. Everybody has let me fly them. I've flown the, a Commander, the twin engine. I had the Mosquito. I've had the Mustang. I've had them all. The Pitts is hands down the best flying airplane of all the micros.
I agree.
Hands down. He was like, I'm not going to like that little chinchy thing. And
in a heartbeat.
He flew it and loved it.
I loved it. Yep. But I also like this one.
I've flown the J3 Cub too. It's good. The little blue one was always a good one. It had the safe in it. Actually, a friend of mine was just wanting to know, what can I get my kids? And I got him to buy his kids for Christmas the little blue J3 Cub with safe. And he said, it's great. I can put it in safe mode and throw it, and the kid can fly it all day long. No problem. You know, he's got a 10-year-old kid? How old is Toby? Yeah.
Toby.
Or not Toby, Jackson. It's 12, though. Anyway, he flies that little blue Cub like he's a pro with the safe in it, man. You left, right, up, down. That's all there is to it. I said left, right, up, down. He plays video games. He said, oh, okay. And he flew it all over the place. Had a ball with it, and they're so light that when they crash, you really don't brake very much. So the UMS Waco, I haven't flown the UMS Waco. That is one of the only planes I haven't actually, but I bet it flies great. If it flies anything like the Pitts, it's going to be great. So
if you got a grandson or something and you want to get him in, I'd tell you to buy one of these.
you know, an airplane that came and gone that I wanted to review or have to fly for myself is E-Flight made the pits bigger.
Oh yeah.
They made it's the 4-cell pits now, and I really want one of those. And just it hasn't happened. We got Christmas came and gone, and we got jets, and I got the Prometheus, and then I got the F15, and it just hasn't happened. But I want one of those. As good as that last E-Flight little one flew, I could only imagine how good that big pits. I haven't flown it yet, but I guarantee you that big pits has to fly amazing.
I never have been into acrobatic airplanes, but I would actually think about buying the pits.
Right. I mean, if it flies anything like the little counterpart, that has got to be a wonderful, wonderful airplane.
It should. If it's made by E-Flight, I would think so.
Should fly just like it, other than even better.
Well, heavier.
Bigger, better. So, anyway, guys, well, we've been in here a whole hour tonight, I think. It's up to you guys. I can see a lot of people that are saying they got the pits. It's a 980 millimeter. A lot of guys in here commenting it's a great airplane.
It's a great airplane.
A handful. I don't know about that. What rates are you flying it on, Wreck-'em Roy? I have a feeling that the pits with full rates would be a handful, but if you cut it down, I bet it's. I couldn't see it not being just a docile airplane.
I can see that thing doing this.
Yeah, if you have full throw rates, but
elevator, that thing, you better be.
You gotta. It's raining right now.
Yep, sure
Here
is.
comes the cat. It just started raining right now. He said, I'm done.
It's Florida.
But
it's gonna rain somewhere.
I just can't see. So if you can hear it, I'm sorry. I just can't see that airplane being bad. I imagine with full throws, it's a handful. You're probably right.
It's like that
but
Prometheus.
It's like that Carbon Z Prometheus. When you put it in full rates, I mean, it'll fall over itself. But I have, 3 rates in there where I'll have 100% throw when I'm doing stupid stuff. But then when I'm flying to land or whatever, I put it in my low rate and it flies just like a docile little trainer. Yeah, you got to always remember, guys, program your radios with some lower throws. You don't have to have barn doors swinging.
He says he lets it rip, but it's not a beginner plane.
It's definitely not a beginner plane. I can answer that too. You're right.
No.
Yes, I'll completely agree with you that it's not a beginner airplane.
You've got to be a little bit better than an intermediate.
What complete ends of the spectrum do we have sitting here together?
This is
the beginner easy guy, and this is
God, you better watch out.
Completely different ends of the spectrum tonight.
I did see Wesley.
He finally got to see me sweating the other day.
An airplane, and he said he would rather been flying this than that.
That 90 millimeter F-16. We got it out there, and I finally went. It's like, all right, I'm gonna fly it, and it was a brick. Oh my God!
And he had to fly it again, and he said, "I really don't want."
Yeah, Kevin, you want to fly again? No, not really. I really don't. There's not very many times that I say, "No, I don't want to fly." I'm usually like, "Yeah, come on, let's go, let's fly something." And I flew that one. It was just, I did not like it at all. It was a handful, and I know and not everybody's going to agree with me. I'm sure some of you guys out there love it. Hey. That's why different planes for everybody. We got all these. You don't always have to listen to what we say. You can buy what you want. That's the great thing about this hobby.
This is America. Buy what you want.
Buy what you want. Exactly. We're going to try and give you the best recommendation based on what we've done in the past. Man, it is coming down.
It's coming down.
It is raining right now.
One thing about Florida, when it
decides to rain, it rains here. But anyway, guys, I just kind of wanted to give you something tonight. We've been hanging out, but IX-12 videos still to come. I'm sure it's getting better. I will say when that radio came out, it was not my favorite thing in the world, but it has grown on me a lot. If it'll just quit losing bind with all my airplanes right now, that's the only complaint I have with this radio right now.
But
I'll get out to the field and it'll randomly lose bind with some of my airplanes.
But we have had several requests for you to set up an airplane.
Yep, start to finish.
Set up 6 and 8 and
6,
12.
8. So that's one of the things I want to do. Go through from setting your wing type in there to where you've got your flaps, and then setting up your flap positions and setting up all that. we're gonna go through on. I've got the DX6i, I've got the DX6E, I've got the 8. Kevin's got the 8, the new 8. I've got version 1.8 up there, and Dad has that. And then Kevin's got the new DX8. I know there's people all over our club that'll let me use the radios, though. I want to try and do all of the Spectrum radios. Like I said, I can't do Fly Sky or any of those other brands just because I don't have them, and I've never used them, guys. I wouldn't be the right guy to tell you about them. Tyrannus and all that. So, huh? How to set up voice commands on the radio. Yeah, I did that for Kevin this week on his. It's kind of challenging, but once you learn how to do it the first time, it's a breeze. Just had to sit there and do it. On the iX12, it's really easy. You click on custom voice control. You type in what you want it to say. You can make it cuss at you, and you hit go. It's funny. I saw a guy the other day had it programmed in to where he had an F14, and he had it. When he put the gear out, it said, I got the need for speed and stuff like that on there. Oh, it was cool. So anyway, guys, it's been a wonderful night. I'm glad we finally got the internet leveled out where it's working. I don't know why the stream would not go live tonight for the life of us, but thank you for sticking around. We've always enjoyed it. If you want to support the Boozers, like I said, right now, the only way to do that is get out there and buy a shirt from us. We love it that you can get a shirt, and by supporting us, that way you get something out of the deal and we get something both ways. But that is the way you support us. I don't know why the camera keeps going in and out right now. I can tell that it's actually uploading in really high definition tonight, though, which is really nice. Going to that plugged-in internet.
But remember, we want you to go to the Teespring stores and do pick out.
Pick out 2 shirts out of there for us to give back to you guys.
Yeah, and how do they?
Yeah, leave them in the comments of this video when it cuts off.
Yeah,
but
we really need that to know which shirts you'd like to have.
If Dave's still in here, like I said, thank you again. We saw him with his. He had the Memphis Belle shirt on today in his video. So we really appreciate you guys that have been sending it. I've seen several guys send them to me on Facebook that they've been buying the shirts, and it's cool just seeing them getting out there. So
and remember, there's some if you like nose art, there are about 3 nose art in there too.
Yeah, right now we've got some of the Boozer Girls hitting. Make sure you read the description to the Boozer Girls too, because Lori's been just cracking me up with some of them. She did a Lucky Strikes one today that was hilarious. Hilarious.
The newest one is the Lucky Strike Girl.
So it's the Lucky Strike cigarettes with the girl across it. So you know. Anyway, guys, we've had a really good time. I think we're going to officially end this show here in just a second. We're wrapping up now, I promise. We can talk all night to you. It's amazing. But it's amazing how fast. We've almost been on an hour and a half now.
Really? Yeah.
We've been out an hour and 15 minutes.
We enjoy it.
It's amazing how fast it goes,
We just don't want to bore you to tears.
Right.
I mean, we're not bored, but we
want to keep you guys. We want to keep you guys informed when we come on here. We always want to try and bring y'all quality and something good.
Of course, you don't have to stay on here. You can always say good night and adios. Right.
But, guys, thank y'all very much for coming. Let's end this.
Go for 2 hours.
Go for 2 hours. Yeah. Let's steal Brian's thing right now. Stick in monkey pants. Go buy his new shirt. We love it.
You know, another way to support Ryan.
Ryan, throw your link in here to that new shirt. Come on, man.
You hangar rats need to go support Ryan and buy that monkey pants shirt.
Yeah, get some of that Boozer artwork out of there.
His Pilot Ryan.
Oh no, y'all are under a tornado watch right now in South Carolina. That's not good.
Well, we got.
If Dave Kowalski's in here, throw a link in there to Pilot Ryan.
Yeah,
I think he's on here. Did we make him a moderator?
Yeah.
Okay.
Moderator.
I can't ever talk. Y'all know what's up. If any of y'all need to be moderators too, let us know. We'll make sure that happens.
I know we're really pushing that, guys, but Ryan is a great guy.
Between us and Ryan, I know the best. The way that we make money more than anything is those shirts, or it's stuff outside of YouTube or anything. So I mean, if you really want to support us, that's where we get it. It's between Teespring
now. Ryan's got other things on.
I think you can actually
Amazon.
donate to their subscribers through Teespring too. I saw that in there, so we might look at trying to set that up too, to where if you want to do a donation to us, we can't do it through YouTube because we don't have 1,000
I don't
subscribers.
want a donation. I want you to buy the
But
shirt.
that's kind of how I feel
So
too.
you
Is
can have
I'd rather you
something.
buy something and get you support
Something
us,
for
and
it.
you get something for it to show for it. I like
you
that
know,
too.
guys,
There we go.
I have just really enjoyed making these patches and these women. I just
My mother
it was-
lately, all your dad does is go in that back room and paint dirty pictures.
dirty pictures. Yep. What are you going to do now? I'm going in there and paint a dirty picture. Okay. So, you know, it is what it is. But I just, guys, I hope you guys are going to enjoy them.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I am.
Mr. Kitty.
Oh, is the cat behind us?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, you never know what you're
Oh, you
gonna
never
get.
know what you're gonna get around here.
Ryan, you don't get a kitty.
I had the description built out to where we had our Teespring store link in there and everything, and I'll go in after this video is finished, delete the first one, put this one in to where you guys can find our links and everything. But guys, we're gonna get out of here. Meow. You want to come up here? Meow. Come here. Come here, kitty cat. That's our cat. This is Colt. Anyway, say bye, Colt. We're going to cut this guy's out. He came all the way from Texas to Florida.
I wanted to say something.
No,
before we
we're
go.
getting out of
No,
here.
I want to put a shout out to some of my old RC guys that I used to fly with a long time ago. The first one I want to say hello to is Bob McGaffin. Bob lives in Alabama, at Huntsville, Alabama. The guy actually taught me how to fly RC. And the other guy I want to have a shout out to is from my hometown where I was a modeler there for years in Big Spring, Texas. I want to say a shout out to Charles Busby. The man knows more about RC than
Oh, yeah.
anybody
We'd love to
in the
get him
world.
on here
I'd love to
somehow
get him.
for you guys to see. If you want to, it was amazing. The guy could crash an airplane out of balsa. We're not talking foam. He could crash a balsa quarter scale airplane and nothing but sticks coming out and have it flying the next day. It was amazing.
60 size. I've seen him do a 60, but the guy could. I mean, he scratch built airplanes more than he built kit airplanes. I mean, the man was just a phenomenon on everything. But those two people were instrumental in what I'm doing.
And me,
today.
you know, Charles Busby taught me how to fly.
Yeah. I mean, but I want to put a shout out to them, and I've thought about it. I don't know how many times, but that's it for me, guys.
And Bob has actually messaged me on Facebook several times saying he loves seeing us flying again. So, guys, like I said, we really enjoyed everything we do. If you want to support us, get a shirt. We're going to let y'all go. Thank you for sticking around with the Boozers tonight. I'm glad we were able to finally fix the live show to where it stays on now. So, we're going to talk to you later. Let's get out of here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you guys later.
Next week.
Bye.